Hi guys, a very good evening to all of you. We are in the last few days to the run up to CAT. I'm sure a lot of you have given your best over the last few months. So we are here from BYJU'S Exam Prep to talk about the last few days preparation. Especially in today's session, I'm going to take a crasher on one of the most scariest, seemingly scarier sections called the data interpretation and logical reasoning. So I'm going to take few sets and solve them along with you, probably give you some time in the beginning and then take up the sets and show how to go ahead and solve them. So that's what is in store for you today. So all the very best in your solving. So let's see if you guys are ready to solve these kind of sets. But before we get into this, let's take a little bit of an idea about the section called DILR itself. So I will speak a little bit about the section to give you some idea about what to expect. Some of you would have written this before, written the CAT exam already once. Some of you might be writing it for the first time. So yes, this 2-3 minutes that I'm going to talk about next might be helping you in actually strategizing yourself for your DILR section. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So the first thing, it's a second section. I'm sure all of you have given enough number of mocks till now to understand that you can't change the way in which the sections come to you. It's always going to start with English. Once you're exhausted reading about philosophy, once you're exhausted, tired reading about anthropology, where you're born from or what is technology, then you have your DILR coming to you with not an easy set of questions. However, what you should understand is every year there is guaranteed one set which is easy. This is sitter set. It is guaranteed. It has been happening for the last 5 years. In fact, more than that also. There is a second set, which I will not say is a sitter, but there'll be a second set which is doable. Even if you are an average student, it is doable. The problem is they don't come with a heading called easy set, doable set. It doesn't come that way. You have to search for these sets. That is where the challenge lies in. Because unless you go through the 4 sets, you will not know which set is easy, which set is doable, and that is what requires students to be very that practice of picking the easy sets first is what you need. Okay, so what happened last year is we had a total of 20 questions coming your way. In fact, the 18, 19 and 17, 18, 19, the DILR section always had 32 questions. This is the old pattern, so this is not relevant to us anymore today. Last 2 years we had the pattern changed again. So 2020, the first year of the pandemic, we had 24 questions in the logical reasoning, DI and data interpretation section. Whereas in the last year, 2021, we had the number of questions reduced by 4 and we got a total of 20 questions. So this year also we are expecting anywhere between 20 to 24, but I'm betting that it would be this 20 only. They haven't come out and said how many exact questions are there. Yes, there is a paper given out just as an indicator. Again, it is an indicator. It is not guaranteed that will happen, but I am assuming, in fact my bet is that they will continue with this 20 set pattern, which means you're going to have 4 plus 4, 2 sets and 2 sets of 6 plus 6. Now few things that you need to keep in mind about the DILR. Usually, again, when I say when I give you an advice, it is based on an observation. So if it is not happening in the mock, you should immediately change this. So what is my advice here? What we observe is normally the 4 ones are doable. The 4 plus 4, the 2 sets that I'm talking about normally are attemptable, doable. These, I'm not saying they're going to be extremely difficult, but these are the more moderate plus sets. So if you are an average student, ideally, you have to start from somewhere, right? I would say start from these 4 sets. Search for the set which has 4 questions, start with them. The chances are very high that you'll be able to crack them. If you are a student who's targeting that 99 percentile or above, in that 98, 99 percentile, you would still start with this. But remember, these 6 sets, without cracking at least 1 set or partially 2 sets, you cannot expect to get a 33, 34 kind of a score. So you should have time left for these sets too. Now, within these 4 also, there is one more observation that I have made. In the last 2 years, there have been 6 slots. Every year, there are 3 slots. So 2020, 3 slots, 2021, 3 slots. What we observed in the last 6 slots, that is 2023 and 21, 3, is that every year there is one set which comes based on a graph or a table. This graph or table question usually is calculation based. This is direct DI. There is not too much of mind to be used. It's a simple graph based pie chart or simple bar chart. Last year there was a in the slot 1, I think I was in the slot 1. So slot 1 there was a horizontal bar, and based on that there are simple calculations given. So these are calculation based sets. You can start with them because there is not much of logic involved in these kind of sets. That is what we have observed. So if you find a bar chart or a pie diagram or a table, simple table where all numbers are there, nothing is missing, okay, such kind of a set is ideally what you are going to start with. That is my advice. Once you start with that, then go for the next 4 questions. Ideally, then move for the 6 plus 6. Okay. Okay, so there's some comments coming in. I have last year DI and one is sitter first attempt. Yeah, there will always be one sitter set. Definitely, that's how they create the paper. There is no DILR paper in the history of CAT where easy setter is not there. Even in the most difficult paper, one set will be hiding somewhere. You have to search for that one set at the beginning. That is your target. Ideally, I would say search for this kind of a direct DI set. Okay. Varun says, I find myself weak in games and tournaments, especially in singles and double round robin because of too many cases. Sometimes any other short approach to deal with such sets. Varun, you are talking about 6 days before the mock, 6 days before the actual CAT. Right now is not the time for you to worry about your weak areas. Guys, it is a strong recommendation from my side. Do not worry about your weak areas today. The time to improve your weak areas is gone. Now, what are you supposed to do in the last few days? Keep yourself tracking your time in the mocks or in the topic test you're writing, in the sectional test you're writing. Focus on making sure you're not wasting time. Focus on making sure that your brain realizes that 1 minute has passed, 2 minutes has passed, because if you don't realize that, 10-15 minutes and you'll not get a single set. And then you'll realize, oh my God, 15 minutes are up, I'm sitting with one set. You are not supposed to do that. So the practice for the next few days should be to make sure that you realize that you're spending time. When you have spent something like 5-6 minutes and you have nowhere to go, leave the set, go to the next set. That is what your brain has to realize in these days. Do not worry about games and tournaments. It is not something which has come frequently. Varun, so please make sure that if you are not comfortable with games and tournaments, firstly, the chance of such a topic coming itself is less because that's what CAT has shown us historically. But even if one set comes, it means you can leave it to the last. Okay? Right, so let's move on, my friends. So now I hope you guys are ready. Your papers and pens, pencils, whatever, I hope you guys have them with you, beside you. So I'm going to start off with the first set. We have about 3 to 4 sets. Let's see how much of time I'll be able to spend on that. But I guess you guys are ready. Can we start? Can I have a quick round of responses from all of you? Okay. Right, so let's start off, guys. So this is the first set. Read the instructions. I'll give you about a minute, 2 minutes to read the instructions. This is very simple. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to read the instructions. Then there is a chart in the next slide. I will move to the next slide. Abhishek, can you increase the size of the app? That should do. Thanks. Yes, Amrit, if you are a BYJU'S Exam Prep student, you would have seen this. This is one of the easier sets, correct? Good. So you guys remember this, it's a most recent mock. Nikita, a small piece of advice. By the way, so you have done, so this is the chart. I'll give you 3 minutes to crack the set. Okay, those of you who have not done this, I'll give you 3 minutes to crack the set. It's a very easy one. Okay. So Nikita, DILR, I understand time is a big problem. My advice to all of you listening to me, if you have a problem with DILR, your problem is coming mostly because you are spending 10 to 15 minutes on one set and another 10 to 15 minutes on the other set. So 25-30 minutes are over in two sets itself. That is not the correct approach. Okay. My advice would be to take a set, sit for 5 to 6 minutes. In 5 to 6 minutes, for example, looking at the chart, let's take this set as an example. You're looking at the chart, you read the instructions. You started thinking, you don't know what to do, where to start. After 5 minutes also, nothing struck to your mind. Leave this, move to the next set. That is how your approach should be. Okay? So, what is happening in this set? This is called as a Gantt chart. Oh, by the way, just a piece of information, guys. If you have already written the mock 19 from BYJU'S, then my sets are from mock 19 itself. If you want to listen to the explanation part of it, you are welcome. You can stay put and listen to the explanation for all the sets. Okay? That's good, Ashutosh. We'll definitely have time to solve 3 sets today. So let's go ahead. So guys, what is happening here? So let's take a look at the questions. The question says, in Kimti Lal and Kimti Lal Private Limited, it's a nice name. So we have 6 shifts of 4 hours each. Shifts are starting from 6 a.m. and they will continue till the next day 6 a.m. So 24 hours. So 6 shifts of 4 hours each, giving you 24 hours. This is the information. Now there are 12 workers in the company and no worker was allowed to work on 2 consecutive shifts. This is important. 2 consecutive shifts back to back is not allowed for anyone. Now Vijay has to allocate people in such a way that exactly 4 workers are there in each shift. 4 workers should be there in each shift. This is the information given to us. On top of that, so basically he took the information from people and their availability, and based on that he prepared the chart. So the Gantt chart that we have is the availability of people. So the way to understand this is, look, this is your first shift, this vertical line, this is your shift number 1. This is your shift number 2. This is your shift number 3, 4, 5 and 6. These are the 6 shifts. Now these are the people, right? It's very obvious. These are the people. Now every slot or every shift, you need 4 people. Now if you start with the first shift, you can see that there are only 4 people available. You can see person number 1, person number 2, person number 3, person number 4. You got no choice. You need 4 people and only 4 people are available, which means you have to make them work there. There's no choice. The moment you make the first shift ready, automatically the second shift will be made for you. How? You can see that if the Amit is working in the first shift, he cannot work in the second shift. Similarly, if Devendra is working, in the first shift, he cannot work in the second shift. So 2 people available in the second shift cannot work anymore. Now if you relook your second shift, you can see that only 4 people are left for you. And you have to utilize all these 4 people. There is no exception. because already out of the 6 people, 2 people are not there for you. So remaining 4 are available for you. Now the moment you write this, these 2 people will be ruled out in the third shift. Now third shift, there are total 5 people, but there is a small condition here. Praveen and Preetham, they don't want to work together. So Praveen and Preetham, they don't want to work together, which means between these 2 people, here this circle and this circle, one of them will work, the other will not work, because there are 5 people, these 3 are guaranteed, because we need total 4. So 3 others are guaranteed and the 2 people cannot work together. So one will work, the other will not work. We don't know who will work, who will not work, but definitely only one will work between those 2, that is the 4th person. Now put the crosses for the others. Now look at the shift number 4. Shift number 4, again how many people you have? You have 1, you have this person here, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now please notice I have 5, but here among these 2, Praveen and Preetham, only one person will work. Once again the same logic applies. So whoever worked in the third shift will not work in the 4th shift, and whoever did not work in the third shift will now work in the 4th shift. So it means this person has to work, this person has to work, and this person has to work. Now here again I don't know who is working, right? It's like a one, if this person is working, this person will not work, and this person will not work here, this person will work. That's how it is. So we don't know exactly who's working, so let's leave it open for now. Okay, we'll leave it open for now. Now let's move on to shift number 5. So clearly this is ruled out, this is ruled out. Now shift number 5 is easy. If you take out who is not there, you have exactly 4. Then therefore your shift number 6 will also become kind of easy. Now again shift number 6, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people available. In these 5 people again there is a Praveen and Preetham. So same logic applies. So this is guaranteed to work, this is guaranteed to work, and this guy, yes, Suresh is guaranteed to work. Between these 2 people only one person will work. This is the information and the application of the information. Let's go to the question now. Question number 1. In how many ways can Vijay allocate the workers in the daily schedule for the 6 shifts? That's the question. So what is the total ways in which Vijay can do this? So I will create these 2 things very, very quickly. So I will say tick, tick, tick. What I just did, I will just replicate it. So these will be ticks. So this is cross, this is cross. Now similarly these 4 are ticks. So this is cross and this is cross. So these 4 are ticks, which means these 2 are not working. Now when I come to the third shift, I will have Abhishek working, Devender working. Then I will have let's say this Praveen and Preetham, right? Yeah, Praveen and Preetham. So Pawan will work. Now in the first case I will take Praveen to work and I will take Pawan not to work. Then the second case I'm having on the right hand side. In this case I will have these 2 people anyway working. This time Praveen will not work, Pawan and Preetham will work. So I have just bifurcated the 2 cases. Based on this, what will I get? I will get 2 crosses here, 1 cross here. So which means the remaining 4 should be ticks. Come to the other side simultaneously. You can get a cross, cross and a cross here. So these 4 should be ticks. Now move to the next slot, which is slot number 5. So this is a cross, this is a cross. So 4 of them working. Similarly, this is a cross, this is a cross. So 4 of them working. Now shift number 6, not working, not working. Similarly, not working and not working. Now who should definitely work? These 2 will work. So these 2 will work in both the cases. Now you have Suresh should definitely work, Suresh should definitely work. Now these are 2 cases. Now you can see in one case you can take Preetham to work, Praveen to work and Preetham not to work. And here also, so I'll get 2 cases here. Preetham is working, Praveen is not working, and Praveen is not working, Preetham is working. So this one case will give you 2 possibilities. Similarly, this one case will give you 2 possibilities. So totally you will have 4 possibilities. So the answer here will be 6 shifts, plural. I think somebody, Aditya, 6 shifts, plural. It is not for the 6th shift. for the 6 shifts. So the answer is 4. Okay, Aditya, you tried to read a bit too much into the question. It is not required. But yes, it's a good observation. Observe carefully next time. Okay? So the answer of course is 4. Now, who among the following will definitely work in shift 6? By the way, Aditya, even if it is the 6th shift, there will still be 4 as an answer, because remember, your 6th, in the 6th shift, yes, totally you will be having 4 possibilities. Yes, 2 possibilities. If it is 6th, it is 2 possibilities. If it is all 6 shifts, then 4 possibilities. Anyway, so coming back to this, who among the following will definitely work in shift number 6? We can see Suresh will definitely work. Maninder is not there at all, I guess. Maninder is not there at all in both the cases. So Suresh will work. Preetham may or may not work. Right? So it has to be option A, Suresh. Right? Preetham we cannot confirm. So that's your answer. Next, which of the following shifts can Devender work? So Devender 2, 3, 4. Let's take a look. Where is Devender working? If you go back, Devender to this, Devender is, where is Devender? Yes. Devender is working in shift number 1. Devender is working in shift number 3. So among 2, 3, 4, it is the third shift. So which option is that? Shift number 3 is B. Right? So that's done. So this is a sitter. This is an easy question. These kind of questions you should not miss. Next, which of the following 2 shifts can have the maximum number of common workers? So you want workers to be maximum and common. So let's take a look at which 2 shifts we can have that. 1 and 4, 2 and 5, 3 and 6, 2 and 6. So let's take a look at it. Which one is it? So if you look at it, 1 and 4, if you look at shift number 1, so I'll write down all the shifts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. If you look at 1 and 4, how many are common between 1 and 4? Amit is common. Amit is common. Then we have Himanshu is common. That's it. Only 2 people are common, 1 and 4. Then if you look at 2 and 5, if you look at 2 and 5, who are the people who are common? We have Maninder common. Then we have Jaideep common and we have Puneet common, 2 and 5, these 2. So we have 3 people common. So now check, is it possible to have 4 people common anywhere? And you'll notice that no 2 shifts have 4 people common. Therefore this itself should be your answer, 2 and 5. Okay, Job Bazaar. Yeah, can you please tell me your name? So that I can refer properly. I don't want to call you Job Bazaar, my friend. It's a good question you're asking. I'll tell you what to do. Anyway, so this is the answer, 2 and 5. Which option is that? Where is that? Yes, option B. Okay. Right, so Sarada is asking a very, very relevant question. And the question of Sarada is, this is a slide for me, and in the exam also you will be getting on the screen. So her question is, how do we not waste time? Because I am using a pen and I am able to mark it on this. You will not be able to do that in the exam, correct? So how should you deal with such kind of a question? How to convert this graph into a paper and pen based? You can't draw the graph again, or you can, but it is a waste of time. So how to convert this graph into a table? It's a very, very relevant and nice question. So I'm going to give you an idea about how to convert this. Guys, take a look at it. Draw a table with 12 slots. I'm just giving you some example, and 6 columns. Okay. Now if you start with Amit, yes, yes. Yes means is available. Then no. Then yes, no, yes. Make a table like this. Done. Your table will be done. Now put a circle. If you are saying he has to work, you put a circle. What does a circle indicate? Circle indicates that he is working that day. Not yes is for available, circle is for working. Right? That's a simple way. Or it can also be tick and cross. You can put ticks for available, cross for not available, and a circle on the tick. We are choosing him to work. So these kind of notations can quickly convert your graph into a table. Aditya, this I understand that. That's why I'm saying go with yes and blank. You don't have to put a no. Blank means it's not anyway not available. So just write a yes, and then use another indicator to say that okay, you are making him work that day. Clear? So if you look at this guy, Abhishek here. So Abhishek will be yes, yes, no, and yes. So Abhishek will be working here, and this will be kept open, which means he's not going to work. Or if you want, you can just cross it out, so that you can easily understand. Clear? Alright guys, so let's move on to the next set. I hope that clears, Sharda. Is that clear? Does that answer your question? Right. Question number 2. Be ready. This is the information. Note down the information, my friends, or take a screenshot of this. I'll move on to the next slide in 1 minute. 1 minute is too long. You're all practicing RC, so this is half a minute reading. Yeah, Mayuri, that's also a good way. So there are multiple ways. I'm not saying there's only one way. I told you what is my way. Okay, done. Let's move on. Next slide. Write down the information. This time I'll give you 1 minute. This is a little bit more of information is present on this slide. Education world. You are not supposed to sit for 20 minutes with a single set. That's what you did. When you know you're getting fooled, at the 5 minutes, 6 minutes point, leave. Move to the next one. Please don't sit with a set. This is done, guys. Can I move to the next slide? Have you noted down the information? Okay, so before I go, guys, please give a like to this session if you are enjoying this. If you like my lectures, please give a like to this particular session, and especially if you like being on top of what is happening in the MBA world, especially such classes, analysis of exams, please subscribe to our channel. We are present in YouTube. We are also there in the app. We are doing a lot of stuff in different channels. So be there with all of us, all of these channels. Right? Moving on. This is the first question. I'm going to give you 2 minutes for this. First question. Your time is 2 minutes. Time starts now. Saurav, Zat form is open. Yes. So education world, take it as a learning now. Any set which is taking more than 6 minutes, you have no idea, leave it. Go to the next one. Khushbu, 32 is a trap. It's not the correct answer. This is the trap, guys. 32 is a trap. JUP for DILR, the 99 percentile would be somewhere around 30 to 33, somewhere around that range, or probably 35 also if the paper is slightly easier. But that's the range, right? Okay guys, so let's take a look at the question. What is happening here? So firstly, what is the information with us? We have three sections: verbal ability, then LRDI, and quant, or is it the other way around? Quant, VR, okay, quant, VR, and yeah, we have first is quant, next is verbal, third is logic. So we have quant, then verbal, and then is LR, correct? That's how it is. Yes, quant, verbal, and logic. 28, 30, and 32. So 28 questions, 30 questions, and 32 questions. These are the number of questions. Your cutoff marks 54, 43, 41, and overall is 157. This is the information for you, correct? Now look at the question. What is the minimum number of questions a student needs to attempt to obtain total marks equal to overall cutoff? This is the most important part. Your total marks should exactly be equal to 157. They are not asking you to cross it. It should be equal to. And the marks in every section greater than or equal to the cutoff of that section. So, overall should be 157, but individual sections you can get more than what is required. So now, let's look at 54. So, if I get 11 questions correct, how much will I get? I'll get 55 marks. Right? 11 questions correct, I'll get 55 marks. My cutoff is cleared. I'll move to the next section. If I get 45 is 9 questions correct. I'll get 45 marks. My sectional cutoff is cleared. I will move to the next section. But by now, how many marks did I get? I already got a total of 100 marks. I got a total of 100 marks. How many more do I need? In the third section, I need 57 marks exactly. I need 57 marks. So if you take 12 questions correct, you will get a total of 60 marks. So when you add, if you add these three here, that is a trap. You will get the answer as 32. But that is not correct. Why is it not correct? Because you are getting 3 marks more than what you want. So you're getting a total of 160. So which means you have to reduce 3 more marks. The only way to reduce 3 marks is to get 3 mistakes. So 12 questions you should get correct here and get 3 mistakes. So 3 questions wrong. So total attempts will be 32 plus 3, which is 35. Lot of students made the error here because they did not read the question correctly. So you have to match exactly 157 but cross individuals. Clear? Okay, moving on to the next question. In how many ways can a student get a score of 54 marks in the quantitative reasoning section? This is again, I'm going to give you 2 minutes for this. Try it out. By the way, guys, how many of you are very nervous about CAT? Having sleepless nights? Worried about it? Okay. Much better. Almost all of you are worried. Guys, let me give you a simple way to think. CAT is one of the exams. Yes, it is a very important exam. That's very good way of thinking, Varun. CAT is one of the important exams, but that is not the only exam in your life. Second, let us say that is the only exam. Does it mean that after this year you cannot write again? Now, what I mean to say is get the pressure out from your mind. The moment you say CAT, 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 and you don't think beyond CAT, the pressure is always very high. Because you are not focusing on what else you can do if not CAT. Then you will feel as if you have to crack it, otherwise something is going to happen. Something bad is going to happen. The moment you get into that mode, your brain will stop working. The best way to think is, look, I am okay with whatever happens in CAT. If it works for me, good. If it is not working for me this year, I will give the best shot next year. Nothing wrong. You will have 1 extra year of work experience, which means you can get 1 percentile less. Because you have somewhere, if not 1 percentile, half a percentile less. Right? So that's the way to think about it. Don't let it get to your head. It is one of the exams, not the only exam. Okay? Right. Let's go and take a look at this, guys. We want a score of 54 marks in the quantitative reasoning section. In how many ways can a student get a score of 54 marks? So let's take a look at whatever we have. So this is the information with us. So we want a total of 54. So let me take this out. All of this information which we just used, I'm going to delete it. Not required. And only quant I need, which is the cutoff anyway. Right? So 54 basically means I will get 11. So let's see. I will do this in 2 cases. What are the 2 cases? Case number 1. My number of wrongs are less than or equal to 6. Why am I taking 2 cases? Because I can get negative marks when it is 1 mark negative per question and still come up to 54, or I can come to 54 with negative marks where there are 1 mark negatives and 2 marks negatives also, and then still come to 54. These are the 2 cases possible. I have to look at both the cases. Right? Now this is the case 1, and the case number 2 I will write here, where the number of wrongs are greater than or equal to 7. Right? These are the 2 cases for me. Let's take the first case. If my number of corrects are C, then number of marks per correct question is 5C. Correct? 5C, and because the number of wrongs are less than or equal to 6, that's my case, I will straight away take minus W. Unattempted will not give me any marks. Correct? Unattempted will not give me any marks, or subtract marks also. So this requirement should be adding up to 54, or my corrects should be 54 plus W by 5. Now what are the possibilities here? Now numerator should be a multiple of 5, which means my W can be 1. If my W is 1, my C will be a integer, because C is a number of questions correct. I can't have half a question correct. So this C is an integer. So W can be 1, or the next possibility is W can be 6. Because in both the cases your numerator will become 55 and 56 respectively, which means you will be getting your C as 11 and C as 12. And you can see that 6 plus 12 is within the range because you have total 28, so no problem. 11 plus 1 is also within the range, no problem. So in the case 1 you have 2 possibilities. Let's move on to the second case. Okay? Okay, I think I'm blocking some part of what I've written, so let me move a little bit to the side so that you guys can see what I've just written. Is that clear? Right? So let's move on now to the second case. So we got two things, keep in mind. Now second case, once again the same logic. But in the second case, the number of wrongs are greater than 7. So what I will do is, I will write 5C for number of corrects. Now because my wrongs are greater than 7, already 6 marks guaranteed I will lose, because if there are 7 mistakes or more than 7, first 6 will get me 6 wrongs. So minus 6. And Now for the number of wrongs here, 2 times of W. Now what is the W here? Please remember, my W, so I will have to write, okay, I'll just realize or rework. This should be W minus 6. Do you understand why I took W minus 6? Because my 2 marks negative are only for the extra questions above 6, not for everything. Right? So this should add up to 54. This is my equation now. So 5C minus 2W is equal to 54 minus 6. So goes to the other side, becomes plus 6, so that's 60. And this is plus 12. 12 plus on the left hand side goes to the right hand side, becomes minus 12. So 60 minus 12 is 48. So my C will be 48 plus 2W by 5. Once again the same logic, numerator should be a multiple of 5. So your W can be 1. Your W, if it is not 1, what else is the possibility? It can be 6. If it is not 6, what is the next possibility? Now remember, W equal to 1 is not allowed. W equal to 6 is not allowed. Why? While it is possible, we will not consider it. Why? Because the case is wrongs are greater than 7 or equal to 7. So 1 and 6 cannot be considered. We already counted them here. We should not count them twice. So that is gone. Next, what else? What happens if your W is, the next possibility is 11? Okay. If W is 11, what happens to the number of corrects? Your corrects will be 22 plus 48. That total is 70 by 5. So 48 plus 22 is how much? 40, 50, 60, 70. Yes, 70 by 5. So 70 by 5 is 5 ones are 5. 20, 5 fours are 20. So what is the total? Total is 25. Now 25 number of questions still less than 28. So it is valid. So I will take this case. Next possibility for W will be 16. So if it is 16, then you'll have 48 plus 16 into 2. 16 2s are 32 by 5. Which means the number of corrects will be 80 by 5. 80 by 5 is 5 ones are 5. 30, 5 6 are 30. So now the total number of questions will become 32, and this is a problem because you have only 28 questions to deal with. So out of 26 questions, you can't have 32 questions to get rights and wrongs. So, and any other possibility will keep increasing this. This will always keep increasing. So in the second case, only one possibility. Here there are two possibilities. So totally there are 3 possible cases for you. And therefore the answer option for this question will turn out to be option B. Right? Clear? Alright, let's move on. Okay, before I move on, I have a couple of queries. Okay, Anuja says, whenever the questions are solved online, she is able to work. Whereas questions in the mock, you are not able to solve. That is purely because it is a pressure element that is coming to you. You are, getting tremendously nervous. When that happens, your brain shuts down. Normal question that you can solve also, you will not be able to solve. It is not your preparation, it is not your caliber that is a problem. It is your nerves which are a problem. Right? So please try to stay calm. That will help you solve questions better. Anyway, let's move on, guys. Question number 7. This is a good one. Try it out. I'll give you 2 minutes again. Eating chocolate is fine. The other one I would not recommend. you'll get into a too much of a chill mode. Not recommended. Mr. Bangaram. That's why Piyush, he gave two options. You can choose what you want, and I would always prefer the first one. Okay guys, so let's go ahead, take a look at this. What is the maximum number of questions a student can attempt incorrectly and still clear the cutoff? So I want to maximize the negatives, right? That's the idea. And each of the cutoffs as well. So here you have to clear the overall cutoff and each of the sectional cutoffs as well. So here exact matching is not required, you just have to clear the cutoff. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So once again we have this entire information in front of us. Let's make use of what we want. I'll just erase all of this. Now we have quant, verbal ability, LRDI, 28, 30, 32. Cutoffs are 54, 43, 41 and the total cutoff is 157. Now I'll take section by section. Now remember, first section, if I want to get maximum negatives, first what I'll do is I will first worry about clearing the cutoff. So minimum how many questions should I get correct to clear my cutoff? If I get 11 questions correct, then I will get 55 marks. This will give me 55 marks, right? 11 questions correct gives me 55 marks. My cutoff is cleared. Now I will start putting negative marks. So if I give 5 wrongs, 5 negatives, but I want 1 question correct for these 5 wrongs. So for 5 wrongs, I will get 1 correct. What will happen? The net effect? 5 questions, 5 marks gone, 1 correct, 5 marks plus. Net effect is 0. So now for every wrong question I want to keep the total remaining at 55 as much as possible. I don't want the total to increase. So I will keep putting wrongs and I'll just put 1 question to balance it. I'll keep putting wrongs, I'll keep 1 extra question to balance it, right? Now, next, so this is balanced. It is still at 55. I will go next, I still have questions left. Totally how many questions? 11 plus 5, 16 plus 1, 17 questions only I used. I have more questions left. So I will take 1 more question wrong. 1 wrong. Now 6 wrongs are over. Next wrong if I take, what do I get? I will get 2 marks negative and 2 marks negative, the next 2. So this will add up to 5 marks. So the next 3 wrongs will give me 1 question correct, right? So the first 5 wrongs will be balanced by 1 question. The next 3 wrongs will be balanced by 1 question. It is balanced. Totally how many questions did I use? 11 plus total is 6 here. Total is 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So 11 plus 10, I used 21 questions. I have another 7 questions left. Now next two questions, if I two meaning if I take 1 wrong and 1 wrong and 1 more wrong, if I take 3 wrongs, did I add it correctly? 11 plus 5, 6 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So 11 plus 10, 21. So 7 questions are left. If I take 3 wrongs, this is minus 6 marks. I will take 1 question correct. What is the net? What is the net effect here? The net effect here is I am getting the total as 54. Because from 55, this is minus 6 marks. This is plus 5 marks. Minus 6 and plus 5. So I am losing 1 mark from 55. So the total is 54. How many questions did I use up? I used up another 4 questions here. So totally 21 plus 4, 25 questions are gone. I have 3 more questions left. What should I do with the 3 questions? What you can do is, you can write 2 more wrongs, balance it with 1 correct. So 2 more wrongs is minus 4, 1 correct is plus 5. So the 3 questions are used up. So all 28 are used up. Your 54 now again became plus 1 increase, 55. You got the logic what I did? Okay. So what I did is I kept 55 first constant. I first took care of my minimum cutoff. After that, every negative I'm trying to balance out with positives. Therefore, that way I'm guaranteeing that I'm putting maximum number of wrongs. So when you do this calculation, you will get 55 marks and you got all questions consumed. So in your quant, out of this 28, how many wrongs did you get? Check the wrongs. 5 wrongs, then 3 wrongs. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 3 more, 8 plus 3, 11, plus 2. 13 wrongs you got. 13 wrongs you got here. Okay? Next. The next thing is verbal. Same logic apply for verbal. So let me just erase this part out. So by the way, just keep in mind 55 marks I've already scored. I've scored 55 marks in the quant section. That you have to keep in mind. Okay. So I got 55 marks and 13 wrongs. Now I do the same analysis for 43. So I will first meet my requirement. So I will take 9 corrects. 9 corrects, 9 5s are 45. This will give me 45 marks. So my cutoff is cleared. Now I will balance the negatives. Once again the same logic. 5 wrongs, 1 correct, total 6 questions. Next 3 wrongs, 1 correct, total 4 questions. So how many did I use till now? 9 questions plus 10, 19 I used. Next I will again take 3 wrongs, 1 correct, 4 questions, but the effect of this is -1. The effect of this is -1. Then I will again take 3 wrongs, 1 correct, 4 questions. The effect of this is -1. So how many questions did I use till now? 9 plus 10, 9 plus 10, 19, 19 plus 8, 19 plus 8 is how much? 27. I have 3 more questions left. What can I do with the 3 more? I will take 2 wrongs and 1 correct. This will give me 3 more. And the effect of this, 2 wrongs and 1 correct, which means -4 plus 5 plus 1. So the net effect is this and this will get cancelled. I am losing 1 mark from 45, which means this verbal section will have total of 44 marks. And how many wrongs? Count the wrongs. 5 plus 3. In fact, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 11 plus 3, 14, 14 plus 2, 16, 16 wrongs. Got it? Now once you got the hang of it, the next one should be much more easier. 41 is the target for you now. So let's move on to the third case, which is 41. This is a bit lengthy. I mean, calculation wise it is not very lengthy, but yeah, the idea is it will take a little bit of time. So if you're looking at 41, I will get 8 5s are 40, 9 again, 9 corrects, which will give me a total of 45. In fact, I will not look at 9 corrects here. I'm looking at the total. So how much did I get? 44 marks and 55 marks. Total is 99 marks. 99 marks I got. So what is left for me? Minimum I should get 57 or 58, right? Because the total should add up to 157 minimum. So I need here not 41, I need minimum 58. 58 means I'll take 12 corrects. 12 corrects means I will get 60 marks. 12 corrects is 60 marks. Now again the same analysis. Okay, guys, Chirag and all, I think we'll have to slowly get out of the funny mode. I understand it's good to have fun, but guys, please focus on the things at hand right now. We are looking at solving sets right now. Anyway, so we have 60 marks ready. Next, 5 wrongs, 1 correct, 3 wrongs, 1 correct. Next, so total 6 questions, total 4 questions. So how many did I use? 12 plus 10. 22 questions are gone. I have 10 more questions left. So now I will use 3 wrongs, 1 correct, which is 4, and the net effect is -1. Then I will use another 3 wrongs, 1 correct, 4 questions, the net effect is -1. So did I finish my all my questions? So you have 12 plus 10, 22, 22 plus 8, 30. I have 2 more questions. So what is the net effect as of now? The net effect as of now is 58. The net effect is 58. Now I have 2 more questions. I have to have 1 wrong and 1 correct. 1 wrong and 1 correct. So how many wrongs did I get? 5 plus 3, 8 plus 3, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I will get 15 wrongs here. So 15 plus 16 plus 13, so 29 plus 15, 44 is your answer. Okay, 44 is your answer. So that was a bit lengthy in analysis. The calculation was not very difficult, but the analysis was a little bit complicated. Okay, that's your answer. Last question in this set. Yeah, Aditya, this is not lengthy. The first two questions were easy. Third one was a bit lengthy, but not difficult. Look at this question. This is easy. Try this. I'll give you 1.5 minutes. You should be able to get this. Alright, so let's go ahead, take a look at it. In how many ways can a student get 0 marks in the logical reasoning section? So let's go ahead and take a look at the information again, the information slide. So logical reasoning, that's the last section. So LR has 32 questions, right? And 0 marks is what you need. So again, there are two cases. Case number one, by the way, is he attempting everything? Is it mentioned something like that? That's it. So nothing is mentioned about whether you're taking all questions or not. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, where was I? Yes. So case number one, again, wrongs are less than or equal to 6. If my wrongs are less than or equal to 6, then 5 corrects, that is 5 marks per correct, minus W wrongs should be equal to 0, or C equal to W by 5. What are the possibility, guys? C should be an integer. You can have wrong equal to 0 or wrong equal to 1. Only two cases. So what is the meaning of wrong equal to 0? You basically did not attempt anything. No corrects, no wrongs. So you will get 0 marks. Wrong equal to 1 means you are getting, wrong equal to 5. My bad, not 1. Wrong equal to 5. So 5 wrongs and 1 correct balance out, you will get 0 marks. Right? So this is done. Case number 1 is done. Two cases. Two possibilities. Right? No other possibilities. Next, case number 2. Again the same logic. Your wrongs are greater than or equal to 7, which means 5C minus your 6, because 6 marks are already subtracted, minus 2 times of W minus 6 should be equal to 0. It's the same logic, nothing is changing. So 5C minus 2W should be equal to minus 6. So this is plus 12. This should be minus 6. Correct? 6 minus 12, which is minus 6. Or you can write C equal to 2W minus 6 by 5. 2W minus 6 by 5. Now start looking at it. What could be the possible values of W? When will this become a integral value? When will this become an integral value? Or you can also, I think, take it, fine, you can take minimum W can be what? W is 0 again, no, W cannot be 0, right? This is multiples of 5, yes. So C can be 1. I'm looking at what could be the possible values of C. If C is 1, in fact C can be 0. If C is 0, then your wrongs will be 3, but this is anyway not possible because you're looking at wrongs to be greater than 7. If C is 1, then it means your W, wrongs will be 11 by 2. Your wrongs will be 5.5. Not possible. In fact, your number of corrects cannot be odd. The corrects cannot be odd. It cannot be odd. So your corrects only have to be evens, because you can see if the corrects are odd, your wrongs will be fractions. Right? So next is correct. If the corrects are 2, then what will happen to your wrongs? 5 2s are 10, 10 plus 6, 16, 16 by 2. 16 by 2 is 8. So total, by the way, is 10, valid. So from here onwards, everything will be valid. So let's just erase whatever you don't want. Already we got 2 cases initially, 2 possibilities in the case number 1. So keep that in mind. So here C is 2. What happens if C is 3? If C is 3, 15 is not possible. So C is 4, 20 plus 6, 26. So your wrong will be 26 by 2, which is 13. So total is 13 plus 4, 17. Next, C can be 6. If C is 6, your wrong is 30 plus 6, 36, 36 by 2, 18. So 18 plus 6 is 24. And if your C is 8, your wrongs will be 40, 40 plus 6, 46, 46 by 2, 23. So your total will be 23 plus 8, 31. That's it. After that, your total number of questions will keep going more than 31, 32. That's not possible. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 possibilities here. Second case, 2 possibilities in the first case. Your total answer is 6 possible cases. Okay. So the answer is 10. Oh, sorry, 6, not 10. Why am I saying 10? I read 10 in the chat somewhere. Alright guys, ready? Last set. I don't think we'll have time for more than this. One more set we'll be able to do. Here is a set coming your way. It's a nice set. Read it. 1 minute to read. Okay, done. Next. This is the next piece of information. Done. Next, this is a question. I'll give you about 2 to 3 minutes to try to get an answer to this. Ashutosh, I'll give 1 or 2 minutes. Let some people at least try. I understand you've been waiting for this patiently. Thoda sa aur patience. Little bit more patience, my friend. So let's understand what is happening in this set, guys. So we have some men are tasked with completing the construction of a building during COVID-19 lockdown. Only 2 men worked on each day of the month, starting from the 1st of June. The men worked in pairs such that each of them worked for the same number of days. Total number of men worked for the same number of days. Okay. Thus, it took the entire month of June to finish the work. So entire month of June, so total 30 days. But everybody may not be working every day. But everybody worked for an equal number of days to finish the amount of work. Also, all possible pairs of men worked. So first of all, we don't know how many men are there. But how many ever there are, all possible pairs have worked. and each pair worked for an equal number of days. So let us say the number of pairs are n, number of pairs, okay, pairs are n, and they work for d number of days, okay, number of pairs and each of them work for d number of days. This should add up to 30, correct? Now let's look at the next piece of information. The amount of work done by a pair of men on any of the days where 80, 116, 104, 122, 140 and x units, where x is a natural number and is not known. So guys, you are looking at 6 combinations. So with how many people will give you combination, 6 combinations? What C2? I hope you know the basics of P and C. C2 should be, some unknown C2 should be equal to 6. Which number is that? If you know the basics of P and C, you know that 4C2 is 6. So there should be guaranteed 4 people. If you look at all possible combinations, there will be 4C2, which is 6, not 6C2 Varun, it is 4C2. So let's say that the number of people, so the people are A, B, C and D. Now also we don't know who is higher, who is lower, so let me assume that A is the maximum efficiency person, B is the next, C is the next and D is the least efficient person is D. So I will arrange, so two people when they are adding, they are doing this kind of work, some combination of two people. So what are the combinations? AB, AC, AD, BC, BD and CD. These are the combinations, correct? Now which is what I don't know. So let's take a look at 140. I will just arrange them. 140 in the descending order, 122, then 116, 104, 80. Now the problem is, where is x? Where should I place x in my descending order? There are 3 ways in which I can put x. Case number 1, x is in the top, which means x is the highest possible value. Case number 2, x is the least possible value. And case number 3, x is in between. X can be anywhere in between. I will call it as case number 3. Do you agree? These are the 3 possible cases. Broadly speaking, there is no 4th possibility at all. Yes or no? Now let's analyze case number 1. What does case number 1 tell you? By the way, if there are 6 pairs, we just saw in the previous slide, number of pairs into number of days each pair is working should give you 30, which means each pair will work for 5 days. Each pair is working for 5 days. Keep in mind. Okay? Anyway, so coming back to this. Now, if you notice, if I take the case number 1 where x, so case number 1 is x is at the top. Now, only the sum of the top 2 people will give me x, correct? Yes or no? So my A plus B should be equal to x. In this case, in the case number 1, my 80 will be the least. How will I get the least? The least will be the sum of the last 2 people, C plus D. Also, please keep in mind, if I add all of them, I will get A plus B once, I'll get A plus C once, I'll get A plus D once. Similarly, B plus C, B plus D, C plus D. So if I add all of them, I will get A 3 times, B also 3 times, C also 3 times, D also 3 times. Yes or no? I'll get 3 times everything. This should be equal to the sum value. What is the sum value here? Add it up. 6, 10, 12, 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, 14, 16. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 562. So the total should be 562 plus x. 562 plus x. And we already know, according to our case number 1, A plus B is x, C plus D is 80. Now you can get your x from this. See what happens. So this will become 3x plus 240 is equal to 562 plus x, or 2x is 240, 340, 440, 540, 322. Do you agree? 0, 2, 2, yes, 322. Which means what is your x? Your x is 161. X is 161. Yes or no? It is coming properly. Now, if your x is 161, is there anything else? It's a natural number. Fine. Is there anything else which is possible for us? to find out. Yes, we can find ABCD also. How do you find ABCD? By the way, what is 140, guys? Can somebody tell me what should be 140? Which 2 will give you 140? Yeah, all this is for case 1 only, Ashutosh. Only for case 1. I'm not going into case 2 right now. 140 will be which 2 combination? Which 2 people? Very good. The second highest will be the topper plus C. The topper plus C. That is the third highest. First and third will give you the second highest. And bottom 104. 104 will be which person? Will be which person? Or which 2 people? Sorry. Yes, this will be B and D. Okay. So B and D. So we can start using X is 161. So if I use this, where do I use? AC and BD. Is it BD? CD? Yes, B and D. Correct. Okay, so now look at this. These 2 when you add AB plus CD, you will get 161 plus 80. 161 plus 80. This is whatever, 1, 8, 9, 10, 4, 1, 241, correct? Now look at these 2. If you add these 2, it should add up to the same number because ABCD is the same. How much will it be adding up to? It is 140 plus 104. You are getting only 244. There is a difference between these 2 values. So if you look at ABCD being added here, where the X is 161 and C plus D is 80, the total is 241. Whereas if you add AC and BD here, what do you get? You get 244. They are not matching because both are ABCD. They should be the same. Therefore, case 1 is not possible. 161 cannot be correct. 161 is wrong. Now move on to the case number 2. What is case number 2? You got the logic? Case number 2 is gone. Case number 1 is gone. Similarly, let's look at case number 2. I'll just erase what I don't want and create some space. Right. So case number 1 is over. Now case number 2. Case number 2 is X is at the bottom. So case number 2, X is at the bottom. Bottom is X, which means this is your C plus D. This is your A plus B. This is your A plus C. And this 80 will be your B plus D. Same logic again. Okay, same logic again. Now the total already you do. You don't have to do the total again and again. It's the same numbers. So only the first case will take some time for you. The second case will become easy for you to calculate because you already know the total, 562. So the logic is the same again. 3 times of A plus B plus C plus D should be equal to 562 plus X. Now A plus B is 140. C plus D is what? C plus D is X. So 3 into 140, 300 plus, so 420 plus 3X is 562 plus X. This gives you 2X equal to 142. So X will be equal to 71. So X is coming as last number, no problem. But again, check. ABCD total, it's an odd number because 71 plus 140, odd number. ACBD total is an even number. It will not match. Odd number cannot match with an even number. Ashutosh, that's the whole problem. That's the point of a DILR. You are supposed to use your brain and it has to get that logic at that point. See, the moment you see this, if you are familiar with this concept of 80, 16, 100, so this concept is not new. CAT has used this concept earlier also in DILR problems. If you have done that, immediately you will realize that there are only 4 people because 4C2 only will give you 6. How to X? This is going here. 562 minus 420 is 142 only, na? Piyush? So now you'll again see that case 2 is not possible because ABCD in this case 140 plus 71 is odd, and ACBD 122 plus 80 is even. It will not be equal. So case 2 is also disproved. So the only thing left for you is case number 3. Case number 3, what is the case number 3? Case number 3 is X is in between, somewhere in between. If X is in between, what does it mean? Case number 2 is also gone. If X is in between, then definitely I know what is A plus B. I know A plus B is 140. I know C plus D has to be 80. Right? So then I will say 140 plus 80 is equal to 562 plus X. So this gives me 420 plus 240 is equal to 562 plus X. So 660 is equal to 562 plus X. So my X will become 660 minus 562, which is 98. Now 98 should be over here. Now do the calculation, you will see it will match. No, there is no baby case, Ashutosh. Over. Once you get 98, you know where 98 is fitting. That's it. Over. The moment you get 98, then you can verify. These two totals should add up to the middle, these two totals. So 140 plus 80 should add up to 122 plus 98. Is it adding up or not? You can clearly see that this is 220 and this is also 220. It is adding up. So this is the perfect case. This is the answer for you. So you have 98 here. Now you can find what is ABCD from here. Clear? Finding ABCD is not a problem after this, because you have all the combinations, A plus B, B plus C, C plus D, so you can get everything. Is the idea clear to all of you? Now I'm not going to get into the solving of the questions because the remaining is time and work. That is easy. I'm sure all of you know the time and work. It is this concept of the 3 cases which is the most important part for you. 3 into 40 and 3 into 80. Varun, what are you following? A plus B is 140, C plus D is 80. So 3 into 40 is 420, 3 into 80 is 240. I understand it's been a long lecture, so I'll stop it at this point, my friends. I hope you enjoyed it. So stay tuned onto our channel. I'm going to take the live analysis for the actual CAT exam on the 27th of November. So stay tuned onto our channel. Click on the notification button as well as the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, and give me a like on this particular session. Thank you guys. See you in the next one.